What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103, and welcome to episode 1 of the Blaugrana and Parisiens. This is the show where you got a Barca fan, you got a PSG fan who, we hate each other's clubs, but we're good friends. So we're going to come on here, banter about each other each week, maybe talk about stuff in the world of football. Of course, our two clubs are always usually the main headlines when it comes to world football, especially what Barcelona does behind the scenes and what Paris Saint-Germain does as well. I have my boy with me, PSG Int. You want to say what's up?
Yo, welcome Barca boy, and welcome to everyone in the chat. Pleasure having me on, and I'm very excited about what we're creating right here.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, what we're going to usually do here is talk about whatever's happening around Barcelona, whatever's happening around Paris Saint-Germain. Usually the main, conversational kind of stuff. So let's get right into it. We got to talk about this Dembele stuff, man, because I woke up this morning, I see Fabrizio tweeting, "Oh, Dembele's dropped." I'm getting all these notifications from all these soccer apps, football apps. "Oh, Dembele's dropped out of PSG," blah blah blah, and you're getting the first taste of what Dembele is really about. So tell me what's happening and tell me your thoughts as well, and I'll give you the Barcelona perspective on Dembele.
All right, so I mean, similar to yourself, I woke up, someone tagged me in it, and I was like, "Wait, is this Fabrizio?" Then I was like, "Okay." I reacted to it. I thought about it. I talked with people about it. Then I just waited. Obviously, a lot of controversy. Everyone was talking about this, either in a negative, I mean, mostly a negative way. But then, most recently, a report by Jamil, who is a great inside reporter. And what he said was basically, it's very simple. What happened was a disagreement between Luis Enrique and Dembele. So, during a training or after a game, they talked about stuff, and Dembele disagreed with Lucho. And Lucho was like, "All right, you're not going to play then." So, I don't really know what they disagreed on. I don't know. Is it how Dembele plays on the pitch? Is it how he's training? Is it how that? I don't know. Dembele and all the PSG players always follow Luis Enrique and his tactics and so on. And even in the recent game where he should have paused in one situation, in the second half he played much better. So I don't really know what the disagreement is about, but I feel it's more Luis Enrique trying to like show his power rather than Dembele being a drama queen. But again, there's so much we don't know, so
Does he?
that's my take on it.
Does Enrique need to show that he's the boss? Has he not been in the job for like a year now? Like he still.
I mean, when it, at PSG, it's always different. The managers don't have that much power, but I think when it came to Luis Enrique, especially when he was benching Mbappe consistently last season, I think everyone saw that okay, Lucho is the boss here. So I don't really know why he had to do that, especially in a big game like this.
That's the big thing, right? Because I'm seeing lineup predictions and combined 11s and the boost is everywhere, but then now he's not gonna play the game anymore.
Exactly.
So,
So, what's the Barca perspective then?
bro, the Barca perspective is that this is what you get with Dembele, man. Dembele is just so unpredictable. You have a smile on his face. He'll play well, but he won't get a G or an A. Everyone thinks, oh, if he just gets a goal and assist, he's the best winger in the world. Then he'll go and do something like, oh, come late for training. Oh, can't speak Spanish. Oh, this, all that. So it's very, very normal for me to see this with Dembele. And I tell you this right now, this won't be the last time either. Because this is how he always acts, and it's just now down really more so to Enrique and Paris controlling it than trying to prevent it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for me, the most important thing now is that Dembele takes this decision with maturity. So he doesn't like, oh, I'm the victim here. What is Lucha doing? Everyone's against me. No, Dembele apologizes. That's the way he will come back into the squad. And yeah, we forget about this, but let's see what happens. Let's see. And I think the result of the game versus Arsenal will affect this entire situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what happens if you guys go like clap Arsenal like 3-0? Then what? Like, oh, we don't need them boost.
Everyone, we don't
don't,
exactly.
don't need them boost. That'd be funny. But what would you think then? Tell me your thought process. Like, if you beat Arsenal, would you just say, you know what, dumb boost, you have to earn your way back in the team? Would you maybe Will he go straight? What game do you have this weekend coming up? You know off the top of your head?
Let me check. I think it's actually a weak side on
Well,
Saturday.
it's
I don't
league,
think
so
we're
everyone
facing a
there's a
special.
week, but a few teams.
Playing Nice away, and Nice
Oh,
have been
okay.
decent
Yeah,
this
these are
season.
okay. These are okay.
I mean, I think Dembele should be back for next game.
So he'd go straight back in. You think? Well, Enrique wants to give him a bit longer of a timeout. Couple games, not just Arsenal.
I think if this was a Liga game, maybe it could have been more. But I think Arsenal, it's such a big game that this should be enough. One game here should be enough. Not traveling with the squad. I mean, it feels like he's injured. That's why I'm feeling it's Dembele's injured for this game. We
Michael
gotta
here
win
in the
without
chat
him.
brings up a good point, talking about like Dembele always be doing this with his clubs. Like we saw him do the same thing with Dortmund. He did the same thing with Rennes when he was first there, trying to push for the move to Dortmund. Then he pushed for the move to Barca. Didn't really push for the move at Barcelona because he had the release clause, so we couldn't really do much. But
Yeah.
this is kind of the story with Dumboos, man. So you take what you take.
No, but the thing for me is I still don't know why this happened. The reports mentioned a dispute between Lucho and Dembele on sporting stuff. I still want to know what it is.
Yeah, is that on the pitch? Is that planning? Is that behind the scenes preparation? Sporting can mean anything.
Exactly.
But what's important is that it's not has something to do with like the game or maybe like something in training. It's something bigger. But is that if you disagree on sporting stuff, why would you drop him then? I feel like dropping a player would be
As a punishment. No, what the report said, Lucho did not like that Dembele disagreed with him.
so it has to be something like where Nambus is involved. It can't just be like planning for the future. It has to be something where he's involved, like whether it's tactics and training or something like that. It can't just be we want to buy. I don't know. We want to bring back Mbappe. He's saying no. Like it has to be something more broader than that.
What I could possibly assume is obviously in the past two games, he's had two extremely questionable sequences of play. Obviously in the Girona game, as we all remember,
Yeah, it makes his stinkers,
Lucho got
man.
extremely mad. And when
Did
the
he get mad that
Bulls
he
got,
missed it, or he got mad because of like the decision making in that sequence?
no idea, but he was extremely mad. I
He
think
was.
he sat on his chair and then
I
he
know
just
the meme. Yeah, I seen
jumped
it.
up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and then in the recent game, I don't know if you've seen it. He could have passed it to Hakimi for an easy tap in, went for the shot instead and missed it. And then Lucho got mad as well.
But that's
So,
always with that always happens though. So like if it's the same thing with Barcelona, you're thinking okay, square it. If you shoot it, you have to score it. If you don't score, everyone's gonna yell at you. Lewandowski happened to him a lot last season where he'd be through on goal like okay, I'm the striker. I need goals for my confidence. I'm gonna shoot it. Where
Yeah.
the sweat was open a lot of the time. I remember he missed one with Fermin Lopez. So it's the risk they take because if they score it, no one's gonna care. But if you miss
Exactly.
that's why it's always best to go for the sweat, so to speak. FIFA terms, but yeah. It's kind of
yeah,
crazy.
so I don't know. I could just possibly assume it's that because it's the most recent and relevant thing. So maybe it's Lucho's like, oh, Dembele, don't be selfish. But I don't think that's the reason because in the first half he was extremely selfish, not just that sequence. And then
Yeah.
in the second half he came out, he didn't even attempt to take a shot. He was always looking for a teammate. So it has to be something else. But yeah, I just have to wait to see what it is. At the moment, I'm focusing on Arsenal, and I said I look at Dembele as if he's injured.
Yeah, someone in the chat said it'd be no any inside scoop. No one really knows anything because when this type of stuff comes out, you won't know the answer to this until Dembele leaves PSG or Luis Enrique leaves PSG, and then one of them says it in the future. It's not gonna come out, I think, anywhere being determined. It might leak maybe a few months later, like the reason why Dembele and Enrique beat before the Arsenal game back in September was because of this. So it might come out later, but no one really knows. Right now. And the thing is, again, it's not only a big game in the Champions League, but it's a Champions League group stage where PSG have the most difficult run. They face, like, what, in their 8 games, 6 good teams? So they can't really afford to, drop them boost and make a statement and, sacrifice points where you're in a good chance right now if you drop points in that round of 32 spots where you have to go play 2 extra games, which, for you guys probably won't mean much because, Liga will help finesse the schedule for you guys as they always do. So,
But actually, Lucha talks on it. You know what Lucha said?
what?
I didn't like what he said. So he said, haven't you seen last season against Newcastle, against Milan, against Dortmund? Dembele was there, and we still lost.
Yes, I did see that. I think Romano sent that tweet. I mean that Enrique is always ballsy in his press conferences, even with Barcelona as well. Even someone in the chat here asked me, what's my reaction to Enrique calling Barcelona we play like Ibar. I mean, he's not wrong. Last season we were crap, and he has. If I'm coaching against a top team as well, you have to make them seem bad as well to give your team the constant momentum. They were what? Was that at the end of the game he said that? Or was that at halftime when he called Barcelona Ibar? Or was it like pre-match? Do you remember? I think it was after the game.
Why would you say that after the game then?
To give them confidence going into the next game. Say, look, this team is like, bro. Look
You're meaning after the first game? Yeah.
Yeah,
it
when
could be
you know off the top of your
first and
head
second.
when he called the Barcelona Ibar? Because I remember it's in the dressing room. It was everyone's just saying that. I don't know if it was like pre-game, post-game, during the game. I don't know when he said it.
I don't know.
My point being is
know.
that
Well,
he's gonna say it to, of course, motivate his team, give them confidence going forward, and help them. Because if I'm coaching, let's say, like a Stade Rennais in Liga, and we're coming up against Marseille, I'll say to them, look, Marseille is crap, man. Greenwood, he's only gonna finish one time out of two. Rabiot is still, talking to his mom. This team is gettable. They're vulnerable. This is what you're gonna do. So I don't think. Does he mean it? Probably not, because he came out afterwards saying that he loves Barcelona. He hopes he never comes up against Barcelona again, all this stuff. But I think it's more so to do with, getting his team motivated than actual reality. Because we kind of played like a big team Ibar last season, if you want to put it that way. But, I mean, it's whatever. Someone here in the chat is saying that Lucho wouldn't bench Dembele for taking a shot when Dembele is the only one saying Lucho is telling him to shoot more.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's a good point. Exactly. That makes it even harder to, I don't know, predict or guess what the situation is about.
That's I actually like Lucho, but what if it's the Ibar comment? PSG lost at home and the team is the only one to more than 10 men with Barcelona. Not like we played Barca at the park. I mean, yeah, but again, when Barcelona last season's main criticism was playing like crap and barely winning games, he's gonna use something like that to get over the line for his team. But how do you now see the Arsenal game without Dembele? You see it more difficult? You think is it the same difficulty? You think Arsenal now have less threat to deal with? Does it change your perspective a little bit?
Obviously, Dembele is a huge player for PSG, especially that right side. How him, Hakimi, Kangili interchange with each other. So we'll have to play in a different way than usual. The thing is, though, if you compare this PSG to PSG under Neymar, we weren't a system team, and we were relying on Neymar's individual ability. Under Luis Enrique, we are a system that has great individual players. When you have a great system, the individual ability doesn't matter as much. So I think PSG will still play great football as we've done. We still have great players all over the pitch. And yeah, whoever plays instead of him, most probably Kangin Lee, will just have to do a good job. And he's had a good season as well so far.
Yeah, I really Kangin Lee.
I'm not that bothered. I just hate the controversy that comes from this.
Yeah. I like Kangin Lee. He's a good player. I used to watch him a lot back in the day for Valencia and Mallorca. I think he started off in Valencia, then he went to Mallorca.
Yeah.
So I remember him. So what's your front three then? Kangin Lee, Asensio, Barcola?
No, Colomwani, I would play up top because Asensio recently was injured. So he has no game rhythm, nothing.
Okay.
And I've also read that Lucho could potentially be afraid of Arsenal's corners. So he will put in as many tall players as possible. So Fabian, Colomwani to start.
Mm-hmm. Someone here said that PSG without Dembele can't create jack shit.
No. I mean, our top assistant this season isn't even Dembele.
Yeah, I think they have a good midfield. PSG. Their team now is much more balanced and like less big names than it used to be.
Exactly.
So they're more of a structural team now. But it'll be interesting to see how they do against Arsenal at the Emirates too, where Arsenal, a bit iffy there. But yeah, I don't think this is gonna blow over as easily as you think. I think he'll still get the questions after the game, Luis Enrique. Then we'll see on the weekend. He might bring back Dembele, but then start him on the bench. Like he'll be in the squad, so like the noise will calm down, but then he'll be on the bench. So I don't know, man. I still think this is just the beginning of this kind of situation, this tension.
Yeah, I hope it ends, but the drama never ends at PSG. The drama never ends.
Yeah, you're telling me. If you want to, even with Barcelona now, we lost on the weekend against Osasuna. Everyone's losing their minds and crying and stuff like that. But tomorrow against Young Boys, it's a new day. So everything just gets completely resetted.
Like the Girona game, do you blame most of it on Flick for rotating too much?
You mean Osasuna?
Oh, Osasuna, yeah.
Yeah, because I tweeted this the other day too. If you look at Barcelona's 2 losses this season, one was against 10 men with a very early red card from Eric Garcia against a good Monaco team. As you know, Monaco are decent. And then the other game we lost was when we rotated half the squad. The reason why everyone was complaining, everyone was upset, was because everyone said that we should have rotated against Getafe midweek because we just played an intense game against Villarreal. We played, already rotated a few players in that game. Everyone said Getafe midweek. They play UFC football. If you take a 0-0, it's whatever. You can at least try to win since you're at home
as well.
Since you're at home as well, exactly. But he went full strength against Getafe and chose to rotate against Osasuna. While Osasuna this season have won all their points at home. I think going into the game they had 11 points. They won 10 of them at home. Al Sadar, their stadium, is known as the most hostile and intense atmosphere on a consistent basis in La Liga. We saw, of course, Atletico, what they can do against Madrid in the derby. That's a derby. Same thing with Barcelona. Fans will get really hyped up for big games like Bilbao, Atletico, Real. But, when we play Las Palmas at home, everyone will show up, but they won't be, getting everything hostile. Osasuna is, hostile week in, week out consistently. So you have that. You have also a team that we struggled against a lot over the past few years. The last 2 seasons, we barely beat them 2-1. Last season, took an 88th minute Lewandowski penalty. Season before that, before the World Cup, Rafinha scored a great header in the 85th minute because Frankie de Jong just put a really good pass over the top. So we got lucky the last 2 years, and before that, it's draw, loss, draw, win. It's a crazy record. So he committed suicide. And then also the rotation he made were crazy because he rested Balde against Villarreal on Sunday, then started Balde against Getafe, and then rested him again. Why is Balde being, in and out of the team? I get it, he's coming back from a big injury, but that's been in the summer now. It's been now 3 months of him fit and playing. He should be over that. Why is he being rested so consistently? Then you see the player that comes in his position, Gerard Martin. I'll tell you this, man. Wallahi, Gerard Martin is top 5 worst players I've seen play for Barcelona in my life. I've, 15 years of watching Barcelona, I've seen some crap players, man. He's been in the team now.
Was it he who gave away the pen?
No, that was Dominguez. That was Dominguez. Dominguez, he's a good player. I watched a lot of him with the B team over the past few years. He did his ACL, I think, a year ago. So that's why he should have been he probably should have been the first team, maybe a bit earlier, maybe even ahead of Kubarsi. But he did his ACL, so I see talent in him. There's been a few games now he's played where he's done well. I feel like, and this one he just had a stinker. I said it in my review. But Gerard Martin is consistently crap. Even in preseason, I was saying he was crap. But Flick, I don't know what. I don't know if he has his news or something, but he just loves him. I have never seen a player that's so intalentable than Gerard Martin. At least with Romeu, he had a good season with Girona. Alonso did well with Chelsea. All these other crap players that we've had recently. Roberto, of course, had his moments in the past. Gerard Martin, I've seen nothing. So we signed him for Barca Athletic last season from Cornellà. So we signed him. He's not a player that we kind of nurtured. We signed him for the B team last season. He was mid last season. A lot of my friends who watch Barca Athletic week in, week out, I usually watch them when they have big games or when they're in the playoffs, at the end of the season. I'll keep an eye on them, watch some highlights and stuff like that, but I won't watch them religiously. The people that I know that watch them religiously tell me all the time, Gerard Martin, he's so mid. He'll have maybe one okay game, crap, okay. He's never good or great. And somehow, Flick just loves him. I don't know, man. But, he's very close to being, the worst player I've ever seen. He's getting on that kind of level. He's only played, 4 games.
What's he even good at?
Nothing. I'm telling you, nothing. He has a good cross. He crosses well. The reason why we say he crosses well is because Balde's crossing isn't the best. Because Balde's crossing is very indecisive. When he has to cross it between the lines, he'll go back. When he has to go back, he has to go between the lines. So he's a bit indecisive there. Gerard Martin, his passing and crossing is good when he does it. The 4 games he's played, he put 3 good crosses in. That's pretty much it. But he has no speed. He has no defensive awareness. He has no composure. Attacking transition, he's crap. Again.
Wait, was it he who got tackled for the second goal?
He was the one that cleared the ball in his own box to Budimir, and then Budimir had a 1v1 and he shot it wide. He's the left back. He is the worst, one of the worst players I've seen in my life, man. I'm not even kidding. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Because wait, so if LinkedIn rotated in the Getafe game and rotated in the Osasuna game instead, that probably means he's looking ahead for the Young Boys game, don't you think?
No, for me that tells me he said in the press conference afterwards he was forced to rotate because the players need a rest. They've been playing now. The thing with Barcelona's schedule since we came back, it's been fucked. We've been playing every 2 days. We play like Wednesday, then Saturday, then Tuesday, then Friday. Like we've been playing only like 2 days in between games. Madrid have 3 or 4 days. Atletico have 3 days. We've been playing with 2 always. So the rotation was needed. You can't play every 2 days high intensity football, same 11 week in, week out. So instead of, rotating maybe 2-3 players every game, he kind of rinsed the good players, full stop, one huge rest, and then keeps going. Which again is okay if he did it for the Getafe game, and he didn't. So he chose the worst game to do it, and we got found out. Right when that lineup came out, you can look at my tweets. I'm saying, this is a suicide mission. I mean, there was nothing there. Nothing there. You had Pedri and Inshallah. That's all we had. So it was not the best. People even Ferran Torres. I have to talk about this as well. People are saying it in the chat. Ferran Torres, I think City have to get an award for absolutely jealous when City got him too for that price.
Wait. Yeah, I can't hear you. I think you muted yourself.
Wait, why didn't he do second?
Oh yes, the Google thing went on me for some reason. Anyways.
Oh no.
So I talk about Ferran Torres. City need to get an award for how well they finessed us because I cannot believe this player is this mediocre. For Spain, he does so well. Then for Barcelona, he does crap. I don't know if it's the system. I don't know if it's the vibes or what. But he's on massive fraud watch, especially for the performances he's had lately. Someone said in the chat, do you miss Kylian Ratiano?
No.
Bro, you see his injury?
I'm there slandering him. Yeah, but he's already back.
I know, that's what I was gonna say. The doping in Real Madrid is crazy, man. Out for 3 weeks, then he's back a week later. Something is fishy.
But when you connected back with your audio, I think it picked up a different mic.
Oh, for me or for you?
For you.
Well, for me, it's all good on my end. Can you still hear me?
Okay. No, I'm just worrying for you for the audience. No, I
no,
can
my
still hear
end is
you.
Good.
Okay. Do you think these points like this loss could affect, or just?
I think since Madrid drew, it's kind of like we kind of got away with it a little bit. You could of course had the point gap be bigger, but we kind of got away with it a little bit. But Madrid's kind of hard to beat them when they have all the referees on their side. They're doing doping as well. How do you announce Mbappe is out for 1 month and he's back a week later? Doesn't make sense. If we want to rush him back, at least rush him back for the Madrid game. Which I thought Madrid were gonna cook without him, to be honest. They looked a bit better without him, but still not.
He's a weird player. But the thing is, though, not to defend Madrid here. That used to happen at PSG as well. Like Mbappe was announced to be out for a certain time, and he came back much quicker. Because what I think they do is they see what kind of injury he has, and then they see, okay, this is how long it usually takes for a player. Mbappe is just physically much better than an average football player. Mm-hmm. So he comes back quicker.
He's having a stinky season though, man. Like 6 goals, 5 penalties. He scored finally.
God,
I think 4 penalties, then like a tap it. He scored a regular goal against what was it, Deportivo Alaves recently?
Yeah.
But yeah. I said he was gonna flop too, mainly just because of the big names and everything like that. I'm seeing now Madrid fans saying, "Oh, Rodrigo has to be dropped. He's not performing well." But I still don't think Mbappe and Vinicius play well together. They might be mates and stuff like that. They're dancing together, but on the pitch they're not dancing too much.
No. I think both are great individuals, but I wouldn't say they're that great of a duo. For example, at PSG, I've seen Mbappe in many different duos with Cavani, with Di Maria, with Neymar, with Messi. All of them are much better duos than him and Vini.
Mm-hmm. Since you've seen Mbappe for so long, you think he's more so of a left wing, left forward, or a striker? Where have you seen like peak Mbappe? I think he's better off the left, like left striker. If he has like a target man in front of him, like a Cavani, a Zlatan, something like that, or Lewandowski, for example, I think that's when he'll cook. When he has someone like that with him. That's why the Messi, Mbappe, Neymar didn't work. Because Mbappe always drifting to Neymar's side. Neymar then can't cook with his, with his wing. Then Messi's also coming inside as well. So that's why I don't think Christopher Gaultier and Pochettino found the right balance. That's how I see Mbappe. What do you think?
First of all, Mbappe has changed a lot. In 18-19, I would say that's when he played mostly as a striker when Neymar was out for the last 5 months of the season, and Mbappe cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Area is Mbappe. He has, I think, a winger and a striker. So what you want to give Mbappe to get the best out of Mbappe, give him a free role.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Mbappe has. Give him a free role. A bit similar to Messi. Messi was like a right winger and a centre forward at the same time. So just give him all of that space to roam, and the other players will have to compensate with that and not go into his space.
Mm-hmm.
Vinny, though, that's where he plays.
Exactly.
That's where he plays. So
because Vinny's kind of messy off the left-hand side.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll cut inside
so I feel like at the moment both players are compensating for each other.
Mm-hmm.
But Madrid, at the end of the day, they have to decide on getting the best out of one of them. Is it Mbappe or is it Vinny?
Yeah.
At the moment, it still feels like they're doing it more for Vinny, but I think with time, they will do it more for Mbappe. Mbappe is obviously the better player. Mbappe is the main man. Getting Mbappe, Madrid have been doing this for 5 years now or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
you could have got 170 million for him. That's the crazy part. I'm
just happy he's gone, man.
Knowing what you've known now, would you have taken the 170 million a year before? Knowing that he went for free?
Yeah, 100%.
What were your thoughts?
I wouldn't even.
What were your thoughts at the time?
When he wanted to leave in 2021, when Messi joined us, right?
Yeah, when the bid came in from Florentino Perez, like what was it, a week before deadline of 170 million, and then Nasser Al-Khelaifi said no. Would you have done it then?
I remember back then. Yeah, I wanted to accept it because for me it was impossible to see Mbappe changing his mind. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the filthy rat changed his mind when money and power came to the table.
Yeah, he need the keys to France to really stay at the end.
Exactly. But because I remember the plan was to sell Mbappe and get in Haaland. Because our sporting director at that time, Leonardo, had a great relationship with Mino Raiola. And we'd already discussed it. Dortmund, I think they wanted 100 or more than 100. And we would have easily been able to pay that with the Mbappe money. Mm-hmm. But Nasser, unfortunately, couldn't accept losing Mbappe to Madrid.
Yeah, he likes that. Very egotistical guy, Nasser Al-Khelaifi. That's how the rich Arabs move, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a bit like the Napoli president, De Laurentiis, where his pride comes ahead of what's best for the club, unfortunately.
Never seen the president of a country get involved though in negotiations. That was kind of crazy. I seen videos of Emmanuel Macron coming to PSG to negotiate, help them out, keep Mbappe in France. Which again is good for him, to be honest. Though, French talent in France, that's like the dream. So.
Yeah, from Paris as well. Mm-hmm. The thing is, I can't be that mad because I still understand why Nasser did all of this. Mbappe was the best player in the world. Mbappe was going to be the best player for the world for the coming, 5 to 10 years. Impossible that you would let that kind of a player go.
Yeah.
And I mean, Nasser halfway won. He got the extension and everything, but he didn't understand that Mbappe just abused him and abused us.
Someone asked in the chat, do you think that he will find his rhythm in this Real Madrid team this season, or will it take a little bit longer? I think it will take some time. I think this season's like where all the Galacticos will come in and they're still gonna get used to each other. Next summer, I see some big exits, whether it's Rodrigo, maybe someone in the midfield, someone big will leave to bring the balance back. Because right now it's just too many. You can't have This is why with PSG and the Champions League they failed a few times too, because they had just too many big players. When they had Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. When they had Di Maria, Ibra, Cavani, you're putting Cavani on the wing so you can play both him and Ibra. It's always been a consistent thing. Only real big team that was successful was MSN. Maybe Firmino, Salah, and Mane, but they kind of grew together. MSN was built with the big name. And they found the balance not only because the Luis Enrique do well. Because remember, I don't know if you remember this, Luis Enrique first had Suarez on the right wing and Messi center forward in the false nine. And then he changed it in January after a lot of people were getting angry at him. He made two changes. He brought in Rakitic to drop Xavi for Rakitic, and then switched Messi and Suarez. But the reason why that worked is because everyone wanted the best for the team. They want to succeed. They want to find the balance. They became friends afterwards. That's why the dinner stuff was all the big talk. And Cristiano was asked, "Oh, I don't have to have dinner with Bale and Benzema to play well with them." But that kind of helped us that way. And that never happened ever again. Whether you look at other big teams when they had big stars together, even the former Galacticos, they won a couple league titles. They never won the Champions League. The early ones they did because Zidane was just ridiculous. So.
My opinion is a lot of people have to understand that Kylian Mbappe is not the same player he used to be 2-3 seasons ago. I don't think you will see this insane, crazy Mbappe because he just hasn't been that guy. So he's lost pace, he's lost technique, he's lost a lot of stuff. He's still a great player. Still, I think on his day, he's the best player in the world. But I think the expectation people have of Mbappe, they have to understand that he has dropped off. He is a bit washed already.
I love it, man. I love it.
But no, I think Mbappe and the Madrid side will look better game after game after game after game after game after game until they maybe potentially do a big tweak.
That's what I think. That's what I think. Once they make a big tweak and I see that tweak working, that's when I'll shit my pants. But right now I'm chilling.
Don't worry. The thing I love about the Madrid situation is the possible drama that could happen. You got Bellingham, you got Mbappe, you got Vinny, you got Rodrigo that's crying all the time. So no, it's
and then the Madrid fans are getting mad at him crying. They're saying to him, "Oh, you come, you cry, you play, you come into the team, then you're crap." So now the Madrid fans are also gonna have a big input on this as well. You can't ignore that either. Inshallah, we'll play for the Madrid downfall as we always do. There's someone in this chat asked a good question. They asked, "What are the chances that Barcelona win the Champions League?" But I'll change the question. Who will win the Champions League first between Barcelona and PSG?
Oh.
Like Paris Saint-Germain.
No. Be honest now. Don't back your team. Give me your honest opinion.
I mean, the main thing when it comes to Barca. So if we're strictly gonna go for Barca, the main thing for Barca is the continuing economical problems. Obviously now you got the Nike deal and all of that. So potentially from next summer on, Barcelona could be back as a normal functioning club.
Which should be the next deal will be done in the next 2 weeks, and then by January we should be like healthy, back to normal, after 4 years of utter suffering. But continue.
Yeah, I think we began a project last year when we got Lucho in, and potentially a bit earlier when we got Campos in.
Really?
And we have a young squad that will only get better with time.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have any money problems. Mbappe's not here anymore, so we don't have that kind of a problem.
You still owe Mbappe 55 million, man. What are you gonna pay him?
That's the thing is like we could pay that money. We have that money.
Of course.
Why we're not gonna pay it? It's because of
you don't want to give it to
doesn't want to take another end. Yeah.
For sure.
It's a pride thing.
Just funny when he drops a stinker that news comes out. That's all.
Yeah, every time Mbappe drops a stinker, it comes up. Mbappe's gonna take PSG to court. Mbappe's gonna do this. Mbappe's gonna. But yeah, so I think it's because PSG have a better project than FC Barcelona, and we've been doing it for a longer time.
I feel like your product is this story now because now you had 1 year under Luis Enrique. You've now gotten rid of Mbappe too. So I feel like this past summer is when it started.
No, because
Like I know they've been building with Campos and with Enrique, but I feel like with Mbappe leaving and then this summer you're not really moving too much market wise than what you usually do.
Yeah.
I feel like this is kind of like the first season of okay, this is the real project, the kind of like what the core foundation is built. Let's see what it can cook. That's how I see it from the outside.
I would have said that if Mbappe was extremely influential for us last season. Unfortunately, he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
When we beat Barca, Mbappe was like maybe the 10th best player on the pitch.
Bro, he was stinker in both games. Scored a penalty and then celebrated like he won the Champions League, but he's a stinker in both games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the picture, if you search PSG beats Barca or something, all the pictures that come up is Mbappe because he knows how to get in front of the cameras, and the cameras always want to take photos of him. But yeah, I would say that's the main reason.
When he said Mbappe that he won, I remember he did his first interview in English, and he was asked why he learned English, and he said that I want to be able to speak and transmit my thoughts in multiple languages. Also in the future, it'll help me too. I said this guy's a PR machine. He'll fit right in at Real Madrid. That's the first thing I thought when he said it. But here's my answer. I think both teams, to be honest, are scared and they choke a lot in the Champions League. Both teams. Of course, we have the history of winning it. I've seen my team win it 4 times. But since the last treble, which this year, by the way, will be the 10th anniversary of the last time we won the Champions League. Like last time we won the Champions League, I was in high school. I was like 14. Now I'm a grown man, paying taxes and stuff, and I still haven't seen another Champions League. But I think both teams just have, once they get over that hurdle, they'll cook. So for Barcelona, that hurdle is being a decent team over 2 legs. Whether we play home or away first now is fucking irrelevant. I do still believe that if the second game against Paris was at the Camp Nou and I know who didn't get a red card, we would have went through. But that's all if, buts, and maybes. That's not the reality. You have to deal with entire circumstances. PSG always get over the one big test. Then when the second test comes, they fail. When you guys got to the final in COVID, you didn't really face a good team up until Bayern in the final. Last season, okay, we beat Barca, beat Dortmund. You're in the final. Couldn't beat Dortmund. That's always been PSG's hurdle's always been the second one. With Barcelona, it's been always the first. Because I see Barcelona every single time. Once they get that first hurdle, they always fly. If Barcelona do not make it this year to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, I will fear that. I've always been very confident that I will see Barcelona win the Champions League again in my lifetime. But if we don't get to the quarterfinals this year, I will have a thought of me not being able to see Barcelona win the Champions League again in my life.
No.
Bro. Until I'll have that feeling until the whole squad is changed. Because people talked about, you had to get rid of the Club de Amigos. That's, Piqué, Busi, Jordi Alba, and Roberto. Now they're all gone now. Now you had to get rid of Ter Stegen and De Jong. Then once they leave, it's going to be Pedri. And this is always going to be an excuse.
True.
So, that's just my feeling. I don't think we'll win it this year. He says, any chance of winning the Champions League this year? I don't think so. Unless we have a miraculous run. The time to win the Champions League, honestly, like the easy way for me, in my opinion, was last year. Especially with Dortmund being Atletico. You beat PSG, you're in the final. I 100% believe that, especially with the second leg being at home, I think Barcelona would have beat Dortmund over 2 legs, 100%. But I think Dortmund, the reason why they beat PSG is because they got lucky in the first leg. Second leg, they just played it very, very conservative, and they got lucky. That's how you beat big teams, right? Man City, Arsenal, you park the bus, you hit the counter, and you pray that something happens. That's how Barcelona lose to, Las Palmas. That's how you drew with Brest 1-1 the other day, right? Something like that. That's how that stuff happens, with that bit of luck. But I think that Barcelona would have at least got to the final. Classico final would have killed me. Wallahi, if we losing a Classico final, I would put a bullet in my mouth, because I cannot live past that. You can lose a Classico in the Copa del Rey, Champions, semi-final, La Liga big game, but UCL final, it's like you losing to Marseille. Like you put a bullet in your mouth. So, to answer the question, I don't think Barcelona will win the Champions. I don't think there's little to no chance that Barcelona win the Champions League this season.
I don't know. Like, for example, who here believed that Dortmund would reach the Champions League final?
Obviously, from the start, no one's going to predict that. But once the run goes on, you can predict it. Because Dortmund's route was, I forget who they played in the round 16. But
PSV, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, PSV. And then they had Atletico. Then they had then Madrid. So their route was difficult, but you know why they got there? Because they got over the first hurdle, like I mentioned. with Atletico, and they're thinking, okay, if we can beat Atletico over 2 legs, we can definitely beat PSG.
True.
That's their mindset. So, I think to answer my question, I think Barcelona has a better chance of winning the Champions League before PSG. But any chance of either of our team winning it this year, I'd say very little because PSG's run right now is already hard. I don't know where they're gonna finish with all these big games they have. With Barcelona, you never know.
The top 8, like I want to come top 8 because of pride and honor.
Yeah.
But if you come into other places, it's just 2 extra games against the mid opponent. It's just extra games. It affects.
But you have the Liga factor, right? So
Sparta.
they'll help you out with Barcelona. La Liga, everyone hates us, so it's kind of hard for us when we have. Because you have to remember, in January and February, we have Champions League, we have La Liga, we have Copa del Rey starting, and then we have the Super Cup. So you have to go to Saudi Arabia for 2 weeks, and we have to come back and play 2 5th division sides in La Liga. Then you have to play 2 league big games. Then you have the last game in the group stages. Then you have to go play quarterfinals of Copa del Rey if you make it. And then after that, you got to go knockout against in the UCL if you go to round 32. So it's going to be all hell for Barcelona. We have a big squad, but that's just going to be too difficult. There's going to be one slip up. We can't be perfect.
Yeah, but I think you should be confident. Like, how many teams do you have ahead of Barca winning the UCL this season? Do you have City?
Bro. This is the thing. It's not about the team and stuff. It's about here. It's about the mentality.
So it's not about the opponents. It's about Barca.
It's about Barca. I don't fear anyone in a one-off game. I fear Barcelona over 2 legs in a Champions League tie. That's what I'm scared of. Whether we play home first or away first, I've seen us choke both times now.
Would you say the Monaco game this season affected a bit of the confidence for the rest of the season?
No, I think the Monaco game we played kind of well. Especially with 10 men. I think a lot of people were very happy with the performance with 10 men. I think the issue was it was 10 men and Ter Stegen also was shit. If Ter Stegen had a semi-good game, easily we would have drew the game. We could have won. So I think that game, everyone came out looking confident and you know what, we competed well. Ter Stegen had a stinker. We had 10 men for all the game as well. That's the thing about Barcelona. 10 men were always crap. Unless we're at home where we can, have the energy and stuff like that. 10 men away from home, we're cooked. We're cooked, always. Especially with Flick, when you play a high line, you play a suicide ball, it's always going to catch you. Look at Monaco's second goal. Counterattack, they beat the high line, and that's why they scored. Of course, they're staying and let the goal in as well, which just doesn't make it any easier for us. So I don't fear. I don't think Barcelona cannot win the Champions League. I fear Barcelona's mentality in those games, not based on quality.
Okay.
That's my perspective.
And I mean, the only way to beat that mentality, for example, when PSG reached the Champions League final, we were battling season after season. Mm-hmm. And then I remember in the first leg versus Dortmund, we obviously we lost 2-1, we didn't play that well. But then in the second game against Dortmund, for me, that was the main difference maker. And obviously, we reached the Champions League semi-final the season after beating Barca and Bayern. That's when, like, a mentality change happened in that Dortmund second leg that led to us reaching the final and then reaching the semi next season. Obviously, after that, we changed the squad. We brought in Messi, changed manager, and now we have to rebuild the mentality once again. But all it takes from you is one good second leg.
We beat one good team, like a team that's equal level or better than us over 2 legs.
Yeah,
that would be it for us. Especially based on how the run looks as well. I would say like at least final. And that's why when Madrid beat City, everyone and their brothers knew they're gonna win the Champions League. Because once they beat City, that's like their hurdle. Because City's on their level. They beat them over 2 legs. Yes, they played crap, but they won. Whatever. Bayern Munich had no chance, and whoever was in the final, unless it was Barcelona, just purely on vibes, Classico vibes. Whoever reached the final had no chance. Maybe Mbappe's storyline, win the championship with PSG before we go to Madrid. That could have maybe cooked something up, but I don't think so. I still would think that if PSG made it, that Madrid would have won.
No.
I hope not. But if I had to put money on it, I would have said Madrid.
But honestly, because this is a funny thing for Barca fans. If PSG faced Madrid, would you rather Madrid get their 15th?
No, I'd rather PSG win 100%. Even with PSG with Mbappe and Dembele, 100%, I'd rather have PSG win. But I'm saying like money and like what I actually think if I had to bet on it, I would say Madrid.
I mean, they haven't lost the UCL final since 1981, I think. And they played maybe 8 since then, so.
We've played 5 since then. We won 05. It's whatever. So,
so if Barca play Madrid, 100% probability versus 100% probability.
In the final, yeah, I guess. I've never, apart from the Copa del Rey final in 2013, Copa del Rey final in 2018, that was just because it was after Anfield. I've never seen Barcelona lose a final. Once we get there, we always get over the line, no matter who the opponent is. 2013 was because, Bale ran around Bartra. It was a, individual brilliant.
What about the final last year?
What final last year? The Super Cup?
Oh, you don't count that?
No, that's Super Cup. That's the new format. We've had this format for like 2-3 years now.
So Copa del Rey.
So we lost the finals that I remember off the top of my head that I've witnessed that we lost is 2013 Copa del Rey final when Bale ran around Bartra, that run. Also the 2011 Copa del Rey final when Ronaldo scored.
Ronaldo header, yeah.
That fucked our treble. And then Copa del Rey 2018 after Anfield. 3 days after Anfield against Valencia. So 3 finals in 15 years? I'll take that. Two of them against Madrid.
You talked about Barca and the UCL. How do you see La Liga, Copa del Rey, and Super Copa?
This
and
season?
do you want to win any of them?
This season?
Apart from La Liga, yeah.
Oh, I predicted at the beginning of the season. I've been pretty good with my predictions. I said that Barcelona this season will win 1 trophy. I don't know which trophy though. For me, the league always has that importance because over the course of 38 games, it's about consistency, all that stuff. The Super Cup this year is going to be very difficult for Barcelona. We play Athletic Club in the semi-final, which is as tough as it gets, apart from playing Madrid pretty much. I think Madrid play Mallorca, so it's an easy win for them in the final. They'll be in the final. Then the final's a one-off game. Copa del Rey with Barcelona, since 2014, every single time we've been knocked out of the Copa del Rey, it's been against one team in the same place. Athletic Club at the San Mamés. They have our number. They rape us every time there, without exception. So if we get in the Copa del Rey, if we just avoid Madrid until the final at least, and avoid Athletic Club at the San Mamés, I think we can reach the final. Based on quality, based on momentum, all that stuff. Because Copa del Rey, you play round 16, you play round 32, round 16, quarterfinals, all in January.
Yeah.
So by February, you know if you're in the semifinal. The semifinal, I think, is 2 legs. If I'm not mistaken. So by the time February hits, you already know if you're in the semifinal of the Copa del Rey or not. If you're in the semifinal, it's pretty much you're for Barcelona's side. If it's not Real Madrid, you'll be in the final.
We don't want
So I don't know. I think that Barcelona can do a Spanish treble. They can go trophyless again. It just comes down really to who we face at what moment, stuff like that. I don't doubt the quality of the side. I don't doubt the players' quality. I don't doubt Flick's managerial standpoint. I doubt what I doubt is the moment we arrive in, players' fitness, stuff like that. So if everyone's fit, ready to go by January, where hopefully Araujo will be back. Everyone will be back apart from Ter Stegen and Mark Burnell, who are out for the rest of the season. We wish January everyone had a nice Christmas break. We're ready to go. January can be huge because you have 1 Champions League game, you have 3 La Liga games, you have 3 Super Cup games, 2 Super Cup games, and you have 3 Copa del Rey games. So your whole season is pretty much defined in January, and that's what happened with us last season. We failed. We lost the Super Cup, we lost Copa del Rey. We were already we were in the Champions League, but that's because it finished beforehand, and we lost all the league games pretty much. And that's why Xavi at the end of January said, "I'm gonna walk," because he absolutely failed in January. January is in Spanish football. It's such a key month. That's where everything's pretty much decided and honed in.
Before, right? You used to have a normal Super Cup, right?
Before
For example,
it was a Super Cup.
It was when Ronaldo scored that goal, took his shirt off. That was a Super Cup, right? So it was 2-legged.
Took his shirt off.
You remember when he scored that goal? He took his shirt off, got a red card in that game as well.
Ah, yes. That was 2 legs.
That was the Super Cup game, right?
Super Cup 2 legs. That was the first leg at the Camp Nou. Trying to copy Messi, he thinks he's so slick. Then the second leg, they cooked us.
But so, have you always had two-legged
I'll explain to you. So, up until 2019, the Super Cup has always been at the beginning of the season, 2 legs. Cup winner versus league winner. If someone did the double, whoever finished in second place in La Liga would come in.
Yeah.
Okay? Always kind of this trophy before the season. 2019, PK and the bald guy who kissed the girl that he went to jail for. They struck a deal with Saudi Arabia to do a deal where they'd go bring the Super Cup there, make it 2 legs there in January in Saudi. They signed a 10-year deal until 2030. So from 2019 until now, the Copa del Rey now is a Super Cup is in Saudi, 2 legs. 2 legs is winner of the Copa del Rey on one side, loser of the Copa del Rey final on the other side, league winner one side, second place other side. If someone does the double stuff like that, it'll change whoever's like next in line pretty much. So the first year we got knocked out by Atletico Madrid, and then Valverde got sacked. Season after that, we lost to Athletic Club in the final. Season after that, we lost to Real Madrid in the final. Season after that, we won it under Xavi. And then last season, we lost to Madrid in the final. So 5 times we've done it now in this Saudi format. We've only won it once.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So I think isn't yours? When is your Coupe Le Monde or whatever that?
Trophée des Champions. It was supposed to be. We usually have it as you had it before. So the first game of the season before the league starts, we're gonna play it in China. We play it in different places, but unfortunately, it got suspended because of China has some problems.
Okay.
And they still haven't found a date. Usually, when we don't play it in the summer and it's delayed, we play it in January as the first game back from, or like second or third game back from the break. But they still haven't decided the date yet, which is very weird.
Yeah, we'll see. I saw how it was delayed on the schedule. Someone here asked in the chat a very good question to you. He said, PSG Int, what's your honest opinion? Who's better, João Neves or Pedri?
I'm just going to say Pedri.
Okay.
See, no. Look, for me, when it comes to young players, João Neves has had 1.5 like top season at Benfica. And obviously just arrived at Paris Saint-Germain. When it comes to these players, no matter how good they are from the get-go, I want to see continuity. I want to see consistency because that's what differs a good player from a great player. If João Neves can keep up, because he's been our best player so far this season, and he's just turned 20. He's insane. If he continues like this, I mean, he would take that role from, and especially if Pedri continues his declining
he's
stuff.
gonna have a lot of competition now. Gavi's coming back, Frankie's coming back, so Pedri's gonna, if he doesn't play well, he could get dropped. Plus, he's also injury prone. So, but I think based on quality, Pedri is better. But João Neves with consistency and with him having the midfield of his own, where Pedri has the competition as well, it could definitely shift towards João Neves.
Yeah, plus he's young, so.
Yeah.
And Pedri is young as well. That's the thing a lot of people forget. He's only 21, so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Someone else asked, how many seasons does Luis Enrique get before winning the UCL? Basically asking, like, what could sack Luis Enrique pretty much? Like, would you give him 2 years, 3 years? Would you keep him forever until he wins it? Like.
Wait, is he saying what
you.
Like PSG would do?
Give us both.
Okay, so an interesting fact. PSG have never had a manager for longer than 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, what about you then? Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I can't see your audio. Try muting your mic and bringing it back. Try both, because I can hear you, but there's no audio going into No. Let me see. It's the first episode, so we gotta get all the everything sorted out. The next time it'll someone's in the chat. PSG dude can't hear him. Let me see. One sec. Let me see if I can restart.
You think it's on my end?
I think it's on my. There we go. Oh wait, just went away. Say something. It's
There
back,
we go.
it's back.
Sir.
Okay.
Okay. All right. How many seasons are you giving Flick then? Let's do the Uno reverse question.
With Barcelona, it doesn't really come down to Champions League that much. If he wins, like, the reason why Valverde got sacked is because he won trophies but played like crap, and then in the UCL he balled it. He didn't fail. If Flick wins, league doubles and cups, and does semi-final Champions League stuff like that, he can last a long time. The only way he gets sacked is if we don't play well on top of not getting results. Xavi last season survived because we didn't play well, but we won games. 1-0, 2-1, stuff like that. That's why the board kind of was going to say with Xavi, give him one more chance. Then he said, we have no money. Then Laporta got butthurt and sacked him. I don't know, whatever. But point being is that it's different for Barcelona because the fans want is competition, so compete and play well. That's what we want the most. So if he has that, he keeps that going, he can last as long as he wants. But when that fails, when that drops off, that's when he'll get down.
When do you expect him to win a trophy? Would you say next season you will have high expectations because you will have a big transfer window?
He has to win something this year. I think the only way he survives this year without winning a trophy is playing like champagne football. Like Tata Martino, when he was the Barcelona manager, he got sacked because we lost the league on the last day by 1 point. We lost the Copa del Rey final to Real Madrid, the one where Bale scored, and then in the UCL we got knocked out by Atletico in the quarterfinals. He got sacked because the team did not play well and we didn't win anything. If the team played well, he might have survived. Okay, let's give him one more chance. Plus, now you look at the world, the managers available. Who's gonna come in? That's also another factor. Thomas Tuchel, maybe. Nagelsmann, if he leaves Germany, sure, he'll be a good manager. But then you look at the United and maybe PSG and other teams that are gonna also be fighting for managers as well. So all these things, have factored in it. So.
And what do you think so far about Flick?
I think it's good. I think it's a different style. It's a freshness. I like how we're playing. The headline is risky, but it's paying off well. Team looks much fitter. There looks much more cohesion. But again, it's only 1 month. Xavi had a great start too. Remember when Xavi came in November? We beat Madrid 4-0. We're playing champagne football. Blah 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 blah. Like everything. And then next season it all was downhill from there. So I will say this: since Luis Enrique was the manager of Barcelona, the best game I've seen to this day still is when Barcelona cooked Madrid in the Super Cup 3-1. That day was peak perfection football. If you go look at my match review for that game, I gave like every player 10 out of 10. Like that was the perfect game. And the fact that Benzema scored a lucky bubble goal last second kind of killed the score line. But we cooked them that game. That's the best game I've seen to this day. So we'll see if Flick can match that or do better. But if he doesn't win anything this year, there'll be serious questions. Even a Super Cup will keep it a job.
The first El Clasico that's coming up soon, is it Santiago or
It's in Santiago because we want to hopefully play in the Camp Nou next year. So we have a lot of away games to start the league because we want to have our home games a lot in the second half of the season. Madrid did the same thing when they were playing in the Alfredo Stefano Stadium. The season when they had to come back to the Bernabeu, they said to La Liga, give us a lot of away games to start off with, especially Classico as well. That way in second leg we'll have all the home games there and the Classico there. And they said yes, so.
Okay.
It'll be the same thing for us.
And by the way, do you think you'll get back to it this year? Because I've seen some of your quote tweets and it's not looking positive.
No, so the club want to come back this year, which I don't think is going to happen. This season, yes, we'll be back, I think, in January, somewhere around then, maybe February. 100%, 1,000,000,000%, we will be there once the UCL knockouts hit. Whether we're going to be in the round of 32, round 16, whatever. 100% we'll be back by then. Before, it's a gamble, and it can happen at any point. So, we'll see. Someone here asked in the chat for you guys to compare PSG and Barca starting 11 and tell him who this comes from. He'll get excited, please.
No, I see it. I see him. I've already told him.
I think if we could do a combined 11 is always a lot based on form. It's hard to judge. It's always better to do it when the teams face each other. I think just doing it just now is kind of like it's kind of boring for me. If you want to do it, we can do it, but for me, it's a bit dead.
I mean, you decide. You decide. I mean, I think I recently did
Yeah,
one.
I remember seeing yours. I remember you had Gavi, you had Lewandowski, you had Yamal. I think the rest was PSG. I think the rest was PSG. I mean,
I should have had Araujo as well.
yes, Araujo. So look, these players are injured, man. So I don't know if they come in or not. We're doing it if we're doing it based on this season so far, who's played, I would say Donnarumma in goal.
I know you're gonna say, you know, it's the exact same situation as last season. Because the thing with Koundé, ever since he signed for Barca, I've been on his head. But since like the half of last season until now, he's been in contention. Like he's the closest, I think, when it comes to Ashraf Hakimi right back. I think they are the two best.
I think the reason why Hakimi has a strong argument is just because not only does he have the pace and the dribbling ability, but he's also a natural player. Koundé is not a right back by trait. He's a right back now because he's been playing there for 2 years, but he's not a right back by trait. That's still, I think, to me right now, is a 50-50. I'll say to you on Twitter that Koundé is better, but if I'm being honest, it's probably, I think, 50-50. I'll back Koundé, obviously.
We can do a slash.
Okay. I'll say Marquinhos and Inigo, the two center backs, because Inigo has been
Inigo has been good. Yeah.
Unreal. Left back, I think, also is 50-50. I will say Nuno Mendes, only because Balde has just been... I feel like keeps resting him too much. So, Nuno Mendes has played more minutes, so I'll give it to him, because Balde's kind of been in and out. Midfield...
By the way, a tough one for Inigo, I just want to say some tough competition for Inigo, is Pacho.
I think
Pacho's the new guy that we signed.
Yeah, from Frankfurt, no?
But I can give it to Inigo.
Yeah. Midfield, I would put Dani Olmo, but he's played like 3 games, so I don't wanna.
No, honestly, if I would do a midfield, I would do Neves, Vitinha, Casado. I think Casado has been Barca's best midfielder this season. When you look at expectations, and he's also played a lot of games as well.
Okay,
like when he came on in your Osasuna game, it changed. And for me, he was your best player in the Monaco game. After like Yamal with the goal, obviously.
Who'd you put in the 10? You said Vitinha in the 10 or João Neves?
I said Neves, yeah. You could do Vitinha, Casado, double pivot, and then Neves.
I'll sacrifice Olmo because again, like with Balde, he only played 3 games, so I think if we go based on the 3 games he played, he'd get in. I cannot not have Pedri. Pedri's been so good this season in that double pivot. I think him and Casado kind of work as a unit. I would argue to have Pedri and Casado because Vitinha has been out for a little bit now. I think he's missed the last 2 games, no?
Yeah, that's true. And even when he played,
so I gave
he isn't 100% fit.
I gave you Nuno Mendes, so I'll take Pedri and Casado. So Pedri, Casado, and João Neves.
The thing is,
we're not on balance of the team. We're going on performance and form this season.
You know what? I could honestly, because I love Vitinha a lot. I have high expectations
I know
of him.
You do.
And so far, because of the injury and so on, yeah.
Yeah, so but we'll go Pedri, Casado.
No, you know what? Honestly, I will only play a double pivot.
And go with 4
because
attackers?
I want to have 4 attackers. because the
okay,
attackers...
you give me Pedri, Casado double pivot, or you're gonna put João Neves there?
No, Neves and whoever you want. No, Neves has been our best player.
I know. Okay, we'll go Neves, Casado then. And then front 4, I'll say the 3 that have to be in there is Yamal, Lewandowski, and Bacola.
Why not Dembele?
No, I said those are the 3. We're having 4, right?
Yeah. Why isn't Dembele a must there?
So I think Bacola has been better than Dembele this season so far. From what I've seen. No. You think Dembele's been better?
But
you tell me. I don't know.
Yeah, Barcola, I would say he's a bit similar to Rafinha. He is less involved in our game than last season. Where he's a great goal scorer. Like you give him a high XG chance, or when he cuts inside with his foot, he's insane. Dembele, I mean, Dembele is Dembele, man. And he's added crazy GA this season as well.
I think out of that front four, wallahi, I think 3 of them are Barcelona players.
No, Rafinha is not. Rafinha is stinky.
What?
I remember in the Monaco game,
No.
Rafinha can only score.
Listen. This is what I know for. Listen. I'll explain to you with Rafinha. Rafinha, the story with him is that build-up play, defensive work rate, transition, attacking. Perfect. In the final third, when he has to make the decision himself, he's 50-50. Like Pep famously says, the manager's job is to bring the team from the defense to the final third. When you get to the final third, it's on the players. Instinct, ability, what they think, what they do, that's on them. The coach can't coach that. Yeah. Rafinha, to start this season, in the final third, he's been ridiculous. Last season, everyone liked Rafinha because he played well, but he didn't. He missed a chance. He'd go for a shot with his left foot, with his weaker side. Should have sweat it. All that stuff, like I talked about with Ball Day earlier. This season, in the final third, he's been sharp. He's been great, and he's been finishing chances, getting assists. In the Monaco game, it was the Rafinha of last season where he was so indecisive. If you look and watch the game, build-up play, his connection with Pedri to work in the space, everything did well. He'd reach the final third, but then he'd pass. Last pass was crap. He'd lose the ball to a Monaco player when he's trying to make some movements. But based on this season's form, the numbers don't lie, man. He has like 11 goals and assists. He's the second top goal scorer in La Liga, second top assist maker in La Liga as well. So I think it should be Yamal on the right, Rafinha in the 10, Lewandowski up front, and then on the left you can pick Dembele or Barcola. One of those two.
No.
You can't have both Barcola and Dembele. There is no way. No. Again, we're talking about form this season. Not talking about ability and how the team would work and stuff like that. Just on how they played so far this season.
Yeah. That's what I would do. I would do Dembele, Barcola. They've been PSG's 2 best attackers and 2 of the best attackers in Euro top 5 leagues. And then I would do Lev and
Yamal. So the debate is like what? Rafinha, Dembele for the 10?
I mean, that's the insane debate we have at the moment.
It's kind of crazy.
Rafinha. No.
If we're talking about who's the better player, I would say Dembele. I think Dembele has the natural talent, the natural ability. That's something that you can't coach. Where Rafinha is very much like it's kind of like a Messi, Ronaldo, where Messi has the talent, Ronaldo kind of work rate. I think it's the same thing. But based on this season, the 1 month and like 2 weeks we've had of this season, Rafinha has been better. Dembele just got dropped. He missed the sweat against Girona. He missed the chance against
That has
Lorenzo.
nothing to do with his ability. That has nothing to do with his form or performances.
No. Rafinha's only stinker was against Monaco. Was the one game you watched. So don't let that cloud the judgment.
No, I know. For me, I think Rafinha, he has done what he had to do, which was add GA. Ever since
pretty
much when he played us last season.
Yes, you're right.
100%. I don't know what has become with him.
Yes, you're right. Even last season, I think he had 15 GA, which is okay for a player like him, kind of squad player, but he should have had way more.
Yeah, he's already in half of that. So
yeah, I think Rafinha is like a 20-25 like minimum GA a season player. And last season he got 15, but he was out for 2 months, injured too, but. He's so indecisive, but now this week he's been on fire. Rafinha's I'm telling you, man, Rafinha's only stinker has been against Monaco. Every single game he's played so well. Even the Girona game, I think he got maybe 1 assist when Yamal cooked and Pedri scored and almost scored. He cooked that game as well. Even Villarreal, first half he was crap. Second half he was unbelievable, creating so many chances, running in behind. That the 2 finishes that he had as well. We're seeing everything from Rafinha, where with Dembele, he has good build-up, he has good connection, he gets into the area. And I know with Dembele, man, I watched Dembele for 7 years. You've only watched him for 1.5.
No, but this Dembele is different.
No.
This Dembele is different.
From the comps that I see, it's a lot of the same, just now with France, Allez le Bleu, he has a bit more swag to it, there's no pressure as well from Barcelona.
I can give some quick stats. In 7 seasons at Barca, he scored 1 Champions League knockout goal. In 1 season at PSG, already has 2.
Okay. Let me rebuttal that. Of the 7 seasons at Barcelona, how many knockout rounds was Dembele fit for? You have to put the fitness there. He was not fit for any of them. I think he scored
How
one
many did
against
he
Chelsea.
play?
He played one against Chelsea.
Yeah, that's the goal he scored. Yeah.
Yeah. All the other ones, he wasn't fit. He was fit for when we faced you, remember, in
I mean,
COVID.
Liverpool. He was fit for Liverpool.
Yo, shut the fuck up. The one against you in COVID, he was fit.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
And I think the second season, he wasn't fit. The second season, then the season versus under Xavi, he wasn't fit. And also for the two seasons, we got grouped as well. So you gotta put perspective.
True.
You gotta put perspective on those guys.
Okay, braces. He had 2 braces in his entire Barca career. He already has 2 braces at PSG.
Okay, you might not have any more ever again though.
No.
You don't know that. You don't know that. If he doesn't have a brace again this season, I'm gonna come for you.
No. Dembele has just he's just a different player.
Here,
at PSG.
Dembele had 0 hat-tricks with Barcelona, 0 hat-tricks with PSG. Rafinha has 1 hat-trick this season. What's the difference?
Rafinha's a better goal scorer than Dembele.
That's true, yeah. Okay, we'll do a slash for that one then. We have 2 slashes in our team then.
Yeah, okay.
Someone asked, oh, this is a funny one. All-time 11. I don't even think a PSG player gets into an all-time 11.
I've already done that one, I think.
How many PSG players did you put in? How many PSG players did you scam into that team?
Oh, I had Keylor Navas in goal instead of Valdez. I don't rate Valdez.
Oh my
highly.
god!
I think he was part of a great team.
Ter Stegen,
That
Bravo,
no, Ter Stegen
Valdez.
is not better. Wait.
Listen.
Let's do that. You think Ter Stegen is better than Keylor Navas?
Prime Ter Stegen? Of course.
Prime Keylor Navas?
Prime
Ter
Ter
Stegen
Stegen?
was prime against Valencia. Keylor Navas was
No.
prime
Ter
against
Stegen's
Real
prime.
and Bayern.
Ter Stegen's prime was in the 18-19 season, where he salvaged so many points for Barcelona. Made the unreal save against Liverpool in the first leg as well. 2 great saves from James Milner, Mo Salah. That season he was unbelievable. Last season as well, not last season, the one before it, the first full season under Xavi. He had a really good year. He got La Liga Player of the Year, but I don't think he was as good 18-19. That 18-19 Ter Stegen was different, and he has all attributes: playing out from the back, composure on the ball, shot stopping, never conceded at his near post. He was fantastic that season. Of course, Valdez is clear of Navas. I don't know why that's a debate. And then Bravo's 2 seasons for Barcelona.
No.
Yeah.
Look, Keylor Navas, in the 2 seasons he was at PSG when he was the starter, reached the final and semi.
Plus,
So
you're
much due to
judging
him.
Keylor
He has
Navas.
the re-
You're squeezed Keylor
Navas has
Navas
the
in
record
there
for
because.
most saves in one UCL game ever.
Are you talking about Keylor Navas? You're putting Keylor Navas in
I'm
because
strictly PSG, strictly at PSG.
so you're telling me PSG Keylor Navas is better than every
Yeah.
single Barcelona goalkeeper ever?
Yeah.
You're condemned, man. Wallahi, you're tweaking.
We had the best season in Europe when he was there, and he had so many. Like for example, you remember second leg versus Barca?
Yes.
In 21.
Yes.
Saved Messi's pen, and then when he saved
But
that
Messi scored a 40-yard bagger.
That's. I mean, Fugazi.
No. And we were killing you in that first half too, but the Boost couldn't finish for his life. Missed 3 1v1s.
It was Navas as well.
I think Navas saved one of them.
The death chance.
The death chance, yeah.
No. Dembele's shots were easy, so I'm not even gonna hype him. It was this shot that was an insane save. He took it to the bar.
So that save. Wait. That's bro. One second. I'm not letting you get away with this. That save that you're talking about from Dest for Keylor Navas, Ter Stegen did that in the 18-19 season about 5 times. There's a game that I went to against Sevilla. If you've seen the clip, you probably know.
I remember that game when he jumped.
Exactly. I was behind the goal and I saw that with my own 2 eyes. Could not believe it.
No, Ter Stegen is the top keeper. Better than Navas? No.
Bro. You talk about you're talking about PSG Keylor Navas. If you say even Madrid Navas, okay, I'll take out Bravo maybe. But PSG Keylor Navas. What other player do you have?
Thiago Silva, obviously, the best centre back of our generation. I had him and Piqué as the 2 centre backs in the lineup.
Okay, Thiago Silva's not better than
overrated.
Thiago Silva's not better than Ronald Koeman.
No, actually, we had Piqué/Coleman. Alongside Thiago Silva is the first name on that team sheet easily.
No.
Like there's been
great, fantastic player. I think he's one of the best center backs of our generation, 100%. He's not better than Prime Piqué. He's not better than Prime Puyol. He's not better than Prime Coleman. 100.
Oh, easily. Like Thiago Silva, because he was there with Maldini and Nesta. So
I'm going to say now Maxwell. Are you putting Maxwell at left back?
Yeah, I had Maxwell left.
Oh my
He's better than Jordi Alba, and he's better than Abidal. Maxwell just never got the right opportunity
I
at
can't.
Inter Milan and
You have
Barca.
Zlatan up front? Did you have Zlatan as striker?
I'm trying to think.
Did you have Verratti in the midfield?
No. In the attack, I had Neymar, PSG Neymar, and then I had Messi, Barca and Messi, and then I had Romario. I think we had Romario up top.
No Luisito.
With no. I would put Ibra ahead of Suarez as well.
Okay,
I'll
well,
put Ronaldinho
you love
ahead of Suarez
Ibra,
as well.
so I'll let that slide a little bit. But
And then midfield, it was Iniesta, Xavi, Verratti. Yeah. Verratti is better than Busquets. I mean,
bro, listen. I love you, man, but you are. I would not put one PSG player. There is not one PSG player that gets into an all-time.
But that's delusion.
That's not delusion. That's reality.
That is delusion.
So you're telling
I'm
me?
being honest. I think Barca have had great players. What you say is PSG haven't had a single.
No.
Wait, so you think Neymar at Barca was better than Neymar at PSG?
No, I had Ronaldinho left wing. Ronaldinho's better than Neymar. That's also
No.
a bit. That's also a bit of agenda there. But I will die on that hill. I don't fuck that snake. But
No. Saying Ronaldinho better than Neymar?
Okay,
I
here.
would take.
You want me to be honest? I'll be honest, or you be honest.
I've been honest this entire time.
You're not been honest. No, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I will be
Keylor
honest.
Navas?
Listen, I'll be honest. Okay, hear me out. If you want to sneak in PSG Neymar, I'll take it. I think I put Ronaldinho in an all-time 11 because I hate Neymar. I think Neymar would have passed Ronaldinho's legacy at Barcelona if he stayed maybe even one more season. I would.
Yeah.
If you want to have PSG Neymar, I'll allow that. Apart from that, I don't think any PSG player touched the team. I think Ibra, world-class striker. He's probably the 5th best striker I've ever seen in my life. I think Verratti. We tried to sign Verratti 3 summers.
Yeah.
Even last summer when he was in Qatar, we tried to sign him. World-class player. He does not touch, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. And I could even argue Maradona as well. For players who played for Barcelona. If you want to put Keylor Navas in goal, I can argue Maradona. There's still Johan Cruyff who can play in the 10 as well.
Yeah, there was Cruyff as well, yeah.
In the back, in the defense, I like your Thiago Silva shout. I respect it, but he does not touch Piqué, Coman, and Puyol.
Wait, where have you gotten that Piqué and Puyol and Coman are here? Thiago Silva is better than Thiago Silva is better than Ramos, better than Godin, better than Chiellini, better than all of these
Ramos,
backs.
I will back you, but he's not. He's not.
Yeah,
better.
I mean, for me, Ramos, I think he's a great player.
I think
but
he's very overrated.
defender. I don't think he's that good at defending.
I agree.
Like, he's
Thank
great. Ramos is because Ramos, when he was young, he used to play as a right back.
I know.
That's
yes.
why he's good
I
with
think
the
his.
ball.
I think
he's
his
good at scoring
attacking
goals.
stuff kind of shadowed
Exactly.
his. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, look at how many red cards he has in big games.
I know.
I can't take that as a centre back seriously.
Yeah. The chat is cooking you, by the way. I'll say that because it's a Barca channel, but. What do you say? If you started off with if you said Thiago Silva first, I would maybe ease into it. When you said Keylor Navas first, you threw me off. you threw me off.
No, I rate Keylor like because he just changed everything. We went from trap when Navas came. That was a top keeper.
But you made no difference when Valdez was in goal for Barcelona. He won us the Champions League. He was the first keeper to have the balls to play with his feet. He was the first keeper that was elite at shot stopping. Iker Casillas kind of had an all-round game. Buffon kind of grew into it after Valdez kind of retired. He was the first world-class, unbelievable shot stopper. And then Ter Stegen, I think Ter Stegen is a better goalkeeper. Even if you want to judge his best season and Keylor Navas' best season, or both their careers, I think Ter Stegen has been the better goalkeeper. And I think Bravo's first season for Barcelona is better than any season that Keylor Navas had, if you want to go based off that as well. So if I rate I'll consider Thiago Silva.
For me, you're not saying Maxwell or Navas. I understand that. For me, Thiago Silva, that one hurts because Thiago Silva wasn't in the team of the year. I don't know for 11 straight years, and that's it. He played at Milan, was considered best centre back in the world. Went to PSG, continued that. Then went to Chelsea, was like 38 or something. Was the best. Like the Prem fans derided and old head Thiago Silva as he was insane.
Okay, maybe I'll think about Thiago Silva, but
Who would you say is the best out of the Barca ones? Because we had Coleman/Piqué. Would you say both of them are better than Puyol?
Yes.
We'll rank them three. Okay, and Coleman and Piqué?
I'd go Piqué, Coleman, Puyol. Puyol's underrated as hell, man. I've seen a lot of Puyol slander lately as well. The disrespect on Puyol is ridiculous.
Yeah, they say stuff like, "Oh, he wouldn't be able to play in today's football. He's too slow."
Absolute ludicrous. He's the first player. He's still the only defender that I've seen that has the raw ability of it. I talk a lot about this with Inigo. Inigo is a defender who he's by the book. Get the ball, clear it, don't think about it, defend, slide tackle, put your face into it. Puyol was like that.
No-nonsense defender.
Exactly. Puyol was like that in every single game. Also, could play with his feet, intelligent defender, and also a phenomenal leader. So you had the whole package. The reason why I put Piqué ahead of Puyol was because I think going forward, Piqué was better. I think Piqué on the ball was better as well. I think Piqué's legacy and longevity, what he achieved as well, puts him over the edge. Puyol suffered a lot with injuries, especially near the end, and also a little bit in the beginning too. And that's why the shift from right back to center back made him last a little bit longer. I think who did that? I think it was Louis van Gaal who did that with Puyol. So shout out to him.
So we won't get.
No, I think Puyol, it's a bit of the most recent version of Puyol. That's like the picture a lot of people have of Puyol.
Yeah.
Just washed, old head. That's like maybe why players should do like Cruz. Retire before they become washed.
Yeah. I think they should do. I think they should be doing that nowadays too.
Yeah. It's just,
Or at least do it Iniesta
they
does.
need that attention.
Do it Iniesta does. Retire from Barcelona, go play in Japan and Qatar where no one will bother you. You earn your bag.
True. So
If
you can still play football, but like the eyeballs won't be on
Exactly.
you.
Because
Like
if Iniesta went to, let's say, Aston Villa after Barcelona and he was getting cooked in the Premier League, people would be saying that, oh, he's overrated, he wasn't even that good in his prime. Like stuff like that.
Exactly.
So yeah.
It's like Modric. Modric, he went from like being great, then got that Ballon d'Or, and then we got like Xavi Iniesta comparisons. But now he's actually fucking up his legacy. Like he's stinking it up for Madrid every game. He should retire.
Modric in his prime does not touch Iniesta, Xavi, or Busquets. Does not touch them.
Busquets? Where did you put Busquets with them? Like,
I guess because Modric did play in the reason why. Remember in the first year at Madrid, he got voted the worst signing of the year because he was playing the pivot that year. So that's why the perspective of him was different. So he kind of played like as an all-round midfielder. Then of course Kroos came in after that. They had more stability. That's why he got to move forward, have more freedom, then show his talent.
Yeah.
So I don't even think. I'm trying to think. I think Pedri could definitely reach the level of Modric if he just stays fit. Especially with if Mbappe and Haaland win the Ballon d'Ors and kind of move on, and that kind of next generation can get the Ballon d'Ors and he gets one. I think Pedri has the ability to equal the level of Modric, but no one can touch Xavi and Iniesta. No one can touch them.
So you know the combined.
I would argue. Oh, sorry, but quickly. I would argue that Verratti is very close to Modric in terms of. I think if you take away what Modric did for Croatia and take away the Ballon d'Or, I would think that Verratti would be. Give Verratti a Champions League. I think Verratti would be. Dare I say it?
No, I mean Verratti's better than Cruz. Verratti's better than Casemiro. Modric.
Cruz, I don't know, man.
I would take Verratti.
Cruz on the ball is crazy.
For me, the thing with Cruz is too one-dimensional. He's too many weaknesses and holes in his game.
Yeah.
But so like the all-time combined 11. Obviously, you have one with only Barca, maybe one or two PSG players. Who would you say out of the current Barca squad has the highest chance of possibly entering into that 11? And then I will say who I think from the PSG squad. So you got to think about who's in the squad. Like, what's the weakest area and what Barca has it that's strong?
First thought that comes to mind is no one. But I would say that Balde could. No, but Yamal ain't getting in over Messi.
No, Yamal got to take Messi's place now.
Yeah. I think Balde is the only realistic chance. Balde just does incredibly well. Stays at Barcelona, plays over 500 games, gets the Champions League, couple league titles. He can rival Jordi Alba and Enrique Abidal. But that's pretty much it. I don't think anyone else touches it.
Ash, do you think you can?
I think a lot of them can go down as icons. So like, For me, I see Neymar as a Barcelona icon. David Villa, Barcelona icon. Rakitic, Barcelona icon. Roberto, Barcelona icon. These players who came in, served well, but didn't reach legacy status. You know, like for PSG, who would be an icon for PSG? I would say David Luiz. He gave you guys like a couple good years and then dipped.
No. He was there 2 seasons, and his most memorable moment.
Okay, maybe that's
two moments.
Let me think.
And so an icon, you're saying like step below legend.
Yeah, someone who came in, did his thing for 2 to 4 years, then dipped. You know Seydou Keita? He used to play for Barcelona midfield.
I'll give it to Danilo Pereira.
Really? And your standard
Danilo
might be low.
Danilo Pereira came in to the club as a backup, and he was really bad the first 1 to 2 seasons, but then performed for us so well, and never media, no drama, just a complete soldier.
That's an
and
unsung
when we wanted
hero.
to sell him, he just left. No, but he was great for us and played in big games as well.
You know who Seydou Keita is? He used to play in Barcelona in the midfield. Yeah, so he'd be like a Barcelona icon too. Maybe even Yaya Toure, just based on what he won.
Yeah.
You know, Rafa Marquez, I think he's an icon as well. Those kind of players. I think we have some of those. Maybe Pedri could reach that level. Gavi.
You don't think they could become legends?
They can become legends, but if we're talking, the Gala 11, the best 11 in Barcelona's history, none of them will ever touch it.
Moving both right now, we have Ashar.
Because if I'm thinking from the PSG 11,
who in this PSG team right now would make it into an all-time 11 for PSG? This is just we're talking about just PSG, not combined. Because combined, I don't think anyone will touch it.
only. I mean, I'm gonna do both, but I would say.
Wait, before someone said in the chat.
No. Because the most, I would say maybe the one that has extreme talent is either Neves or Barcola, but then the midfield spots are not going to be taken. So I would say, similar to you with Balde, I'm going to say Nuno. I think Nuno Mendes has the potentially to become the best left back of all time because of how good he is, both offensively and defensively.
Okay, we'll see. What is PSG? What's your PSG all time? By the way, someone said in the chat. I just thought this was funny. David Luiz is a Barcelona legend because never forget that night in Paris playing against Suarez.
Yeah, he's more of a Barca icon than a PSG icon.
But what's PSG's best 11? Yeah, is
Hakimi
Hakimi right back? Is that how crap your defense is?
Yeah, I want to strictly go post KSI. So from what I've watched.
No, you gotta give me all time. I gotta know your PSG knowledge. You gotta give me JJ Okocha.
Okay.
I want to see Dino, Genoa. Give me the
Okay, I'll give you the all time then.
Okay.
So goalkeeper, it's between Keylor Navas and Bernard Lama. But from what I've heard and seen, Bernard Lama he was the one that helped us win our only European trophy.
Okay.
So Bernard Lama in goal.
Never heard of him.
Right back, it probably already is Ashraf Hakimi. His competition isn't that. From what
I know.
Yeah. Jaleh, Van der Wey, Munir, Kerrer. We've always had bad right backs. And then a worse Dani Alves.
Shout out Van der Wiel. He came to Toronto. My guy.
Yeah. So I would say Hakimi.
One second. Someone in the chat said how about Kubarsi? Kubarsi ain't touching a Barca all-time 11. You're tweaking. Unless he plays 800 games and he's 3 on ability, he won't make it. He might make it maybe on reputation what he does, but ability he won't make it. Carry on. Go ahead.
So I'll go Maxwell left back. Center backs, I would go Thiago Silva, Marquinhos.
Yeah, I remember Marquinhos, man. I wanted him when he was at Roma. I think we battled for him as well. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
But I remember when you wanted him, when we got him.
No, when he's at Roma, I remember.
He used to be benched.
You know how I used to get
He used to be benched.
You know how I used to get my transfer news back in the day? I'd sit on goal.com. I'd just refresh every day, see what's happening. I remember Marquinhos was 30 million. Barcelona wanted him. PSG was kind of between us two, and then he went to PSG because we just had too many defenders. So.
I mean, you missed out.
Yeah, I guess.
That would have been a great signing.
What's your midfield 3? Apart from Verratti.
Verratti, Thiago Motta, and Pastore. No, I would actually play a double pivot and 4 attackers. So Thiago Motta, Verratti, and then I'll play Neymar as the 10, Mbappe on the left, Di Maria on the right, and Ibra on top. But from what I've heard from, there's one PSG fan that I watched before, I'll do Ibra / George Weah. He obviously won the Ballon d'Or and everything.
He won the Ballon d'Or with PSG?
So it was he won it like you know when Messi won it at PSG,
Okay, yes.
the first one. So he won it for what he did. So Weah won it
He
for what
presented
did
as a
for us,
PSG
but-
player.
No, he got presented there with at AC Milan, but he won it because he took PSG to the UCL
Oh, okay.
semifinal.
That's a PSG Ballon d'Or in my books then.
Exactly.
Okay. So no Dino, no David Ginola. I know Ginola gets a lot of hype from PSG.
I mean, he would be competing with Mbappe.
Yeah, I
So
guess
no.
so.
And Ronaldinho, I mean, we saw the young Ronaldinho here, not the complete virgin.
Yeah.
And he's competing against prime Neymar, so.
I'm surprised the only player I never heard of was the goalkeeper. So I'm surprised that
The
I knew.
goalkeeper, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised I knew like a decent amount. But a lot of them is like post ownership, you know?
Yeah, post QSI, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It is. I mean, the Barca 11, if we're doing like Barca all time, majority of it is post 06 nearly. I mean, you said apart from maybe Coleman. Like Coleman is maybe the only pre-2000 player
and
that comes
Johan
in.
Cruyff. And if you're really,
Johan Cruyff.
really Barcelona, you might put Pep Guardiola in there.
What? No, why you putting him at the Busquets?
If you talk about reputation, what he did as a player and a manager, like everything, not just on
Oh,
ability.
if you do that, yeah.
Yeah.
And another shout that is good.
Maradona, if you want to put him over Xavi,
Rivaldo
Rivaldo.
won a
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or at Barca as well.
Yeah. I think there's been a lot of players who won. Even R9, he won the Ballon d'Or for Barcelona, but then went to
Yeah.
Inter and presented as an Inter player. So we've had a few of those too. But yeah, I think all time is gonna be like for us, like will be Valdez, Dani Alves, PK Puyol, Eric probably, or Jordi. People might say Jordi nowadays. I'd probably say Jordi because I just watched him more.
Jordi who?
Be careful.
Abidal.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, and then the front three, if you want to go for like fluidity, would be MSN. But a lot of people probably say Messi, Suarez, Dino. But old heads would probably say Johan Cruyff up front. They'll say Coleman in defense. They'll say Maradona in the midfield somewhere. You can I seen lineups where people have Xavi, Iniesta, Maradona. They'll take Busquets out instead. So
Yeah, play a double pivot. Yeah.
yeah, players stuff like that. So
Yeah, when it comes to most teams combined 11s, you always want to have as many attackers because most teams, like the best players, are always the attackers.
someone that Chested had a PSG and forget about Cavani. I don't think he forgot about Cavani. I just think Cavani has some tough competition. I know Cavani's the all-time top goal scorer for PSG, but Prime
No,
Zlatan
second.
was. Oh, he's second. Oh yes, Mbappe passed him recently.
Yeah, Mbappe took it. Yeah.
But Prime Zlatan was different, man.
I got to saw Cavani and Ibra. Unfortunately, when we bought Cavani the second season after Ibra joined, and then the plan was to play them next to each other. But then Ibra was like, I'm not going to play in a two-man striker partnership. And Cavani had to play as a winger for 3 seasons
I know, yeah.
until Ibra left.
Yeah. I remember his Cavani's FIFA informs would always be like a left wing.
Yeah. No, it was... It is what it is. I mean, Ibra said in an interview, I think, he said, I've only hated 3 players in my entire life. And Cavani was one of them.
Really?
Yeah. But the thing I loved about it is they were extremely professional. There was never any drama.
Yeah.
There was never any dispute
I
in
didn't
front
know
of the
that.
media or anything.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy
No,
to think about.
it's an interesting fact.
Yeah. All right, I think we'll end the stream here. We did a lot of conversation. We talked about the stuff coming up, stuff in the past as well. We'll have, of course, another show next Monday to discuss what happened in the last week or the last league game and Champions League game before the international break. But I think overall, apart from the one audio mess up, it was a successful first time. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below. Subscribe as well if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys on the next one.